Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Today we're sat in Scotland at Newton, looking very plain and neglected, but fortunately that's what I've been working on before today's episode. Several hours were spent trying to get this to work, and once we do the transition you'll see that it's lots of improvisation was had, artistic license shall we call it. Should we go for it? We go for the transition. There we go. Is that looking better? We've got a train over there as well. You can maybe just see it above the bridge. That went in. It wasn't easy and a couple of crashes were had. But no, I'm happy with it. In general, it's not finished. Still a work in progress, but looking way better than what it was. Shall we go back to how it was before? There we go. Plain. And quickly back again. Lovely. Much better. I can hear a train coming. Is it a fast train? Or is it our test train? It's another local service. There we go. We should see that pull over the bridge as well. It was probably waiting outside Newton to come in. But anyway, should we get the UI up? Here we are then. UI is up. I've got the little bridges in. As you can see there, there's our train, our electric diesel. Oh, I love it though. I like the sound. It's probably one of the best diesel sounds we've got. It's a shame we can't have the 150 on here. I don't know whether that's a thing that we can have in Scotland on any of our routes, but it does sound meaty, doesn't it? I love that. They remind me of the trains I used to catch way back in the day. This is the bridge work going underneath. Interesting mod I've used for this. I'm not going to click on it. It has a habit of crashing because it does things that are not really possible without it. Here's our car park. Lots of trains still to put in there. Trains? Cars even. We could put trains in here. I'm not going to though. And there goes our, what's that? The 390. Yeah, Avanti West Coast 390 going past. So what do we reckon? This is being used, I think. I'm hoping to see someone come out of these houses. These houses, these asset ones I've placed in, do have residents. And if we click on the station, you'll see that we've got a bit of pathing over there. Not all of them are reached. These ones should be. Maybe I could move these around a bit and have another little path down here. I don't think it will reach though, because the cut-off point is, by the looks of things, these two. Well, that there. Technically it's here, isn't it? Oh, and there goes our Trans-Pennine Express service. We'll close that. And here comes our test train. Goodness me, I can't speak because I'm that happy with how things are turning out. There we go. I put the maintenance back up on this because it was looking a bit rough. Oh yes, I do like that. Yeah, we are going to keep that. Do not fear. I mentioned it previously in another episode, but we're going to create or have one of our sidings active, and it's where we're going to put our test train when we're not using it. More cars will be in here, getting less and less as we head out here. I'll try and copy the ones that are on Google, which is why we've got more black and white cars, or dark and white cars, than we have colourful cars, because that's how it is in the actual car park. It's a good way to get something looking quite realistic. I'm still hoping to see someone. There we go. I want to see which way they get in there. Are they going to walk round here, or are they going to go... He's going to go via the path. Max Wood. That. Oh no, you're not. Max, you're disappointing. Why didn't you go up the path? I think it's actually to do with pathfinding, and the pathfinding is counting this road as a speed limit. So this road is what, 30 mile an hour, and this path might be, I don't know, 5 mile an hour walking speedish. Brisk pace anyway. So yes, when it does its pathing, it's not going to use the shortcuts, it's going to use the roads. That needs fixing, doesn't it? Because people walk at the same speed, so it shouldn't take into consideration any sort of pathing. That would save on a lot of calculations if that's happening. They should just take the shortest route. That wouldn't be shorter than... or would it? Oh, do you know, I take it back. If you stretch it... no, of course it would be shorter. Because you'd go up... even if that was unravelled, you'd be heading more direct, wouldn't you? We need a race. Maybe someone from here would go this way. Is it because you can't get across? Oh, do you know, that might be a thing. No, you can get across there. And there. So I don't know. We'll see. I might have to experiment with that. I saw a lot of people in here. Well, that would be true now, wouldn't it? Well, there we go. Right then, flying up here. Where's our Transpennine Express service? Which way was it heading? Possibly heading towards Glasgow, right? Yeah, so we won't see it. Oh, that's unfortunate. But talking of that service, oh yes, it was heading back. My brain kicked into gear. When we were riding this, if you haven't seen it, go look at the end of the last video. It gives you some idea of the scale we've got already on this map. This was a journey and a half. Luckily, we were doing 100 miles an hour for the majority of it. So it was bearable, wasn't it? But it was impressive. I really enjoyed that. And thank you in the comments. I did miss a crossover just here, and it's to get back onto the West Coast Mainline. So we'll put it in, even though technically we don't need it because it'll all be handled in the tunnel. The crossover is there, and we do want it to look the part, don't we? If we're missing a crossover when we can have one. So we're going to have it in up here. I believe that's roughly where it is at the scale we've got. And there we go. We'll go in there. Lovely. And that's it. That should be all the crossovers we need. I would like to get more of this done. I also want to check something. There's a massive mountain range that I saw on Google Maps. There we go. It's in here. Yes, this is all here. We're going to get all this detailed up. So in the distance it will have trees on and stuff, and have a bit of different paint work going on, but I'm glad it's there. Now, this track here, is there any way I can speed it up? Because we do want it to go as fast as possible, don't we? I don't know whether we can get any closer to the edge. I think we've got a bit of room, haven't we? I would like to do it if it's possible. And we're going to do it at 100. If I can get it... don't go up. We're all going to stay flat under here. If I can get it at 100, it will be lovely. Well, that's 100, but I don't think we've got the curve, do we? No. And I would rather not stick out the edge of the map. 90? There we go. I think 90 will do just fine. We're a bit close, admittedly. Will that stick out? I think it will, wouldn't it? I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't look like it. No, we're pixel perfect. So then we're going to curve back round. What? Oh, no, you put it at 83 grand. What are you doing, man? You just spent all that time getting up to 90. Actually, we can do 100. There we go. Although we're going to have to slow down. Yeah, we'll have to slow down anyway. So my plan for this is going to be 89, isn't it? But we're heading into the station that way, so it doesn't really matter about the inside line. I'm a little concerned that we'll see on the edge of the map there. I don't know how that's going to look. We're going to have to send a train in. Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. I think the wall of the tunnel blocks it off. That's beautiful, isn't it? Right then. We're actually moving this up a lot further so that we can get the speed. What we're going to have above this station is a village. Any village that would make sense to be over here. And we're going to connect it with one of the stairwells. So this is going to be a nice long ride up here. There we go. And I think that'll do us, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's going to give us plenty of distance. But any of our West Coast Mainline trains that are passing all the way through. Now we need Portal Land. And above it, is this kind of a nice area? That's nice and flat up there, isn't it? Are we raising up there? Here looks like a better place, doesn't it? Let's take that back. Just there. This is going to be our first platform. You can't do those little ones in underground stations. We had that issue way back towards the beginning of the series, didn't we? Yeah, that was a long time ago. Come on, can you go in there? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just go there and then we'll draw off the other end to the edge of the track there. There we go. Now, let's set us up waypoints, a platform. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Way to jinx it. Did that work? Oh yes, it worked straight away because that's the only station out here. Now, what is this? This is West Coast Mainline South Portal. There we go. Right, yes, please join there. Beautiful. There we go. I will leave the bits on there. We're not doing it for scenery, are we? What we need, configure this. We need a connection upstairs. So what do we want? A bit of a run-up on this. Yeah, possibly. Well, you want this to go over as soon as possible, don't you? Yeah, so we're going to put a diamond here. And, do you know, 50 should do it. Let's do 50 there, because that means what we can do is we can have the signals down here. If we can get them in. Now, it doesn't matter what these look like, does it, at all? We could even go with hovering ones. We're just going to have standard two-way signals just before this crossover. Oh, should we use these? I like these. I mean, make it a little bit fancy. Not those. These. There we go. I can't help myself, can I? Don't mess about with making it look fancy, yet here I am, worrying about what signals look like under the portal. I mean, it might be alright, having a little ride on the portal. We'll need some blocking down here, that's for sure. I'd like to test it out first, though. And we're going to send our other service down here as well. And we will hold trains in here to allow the timetable to be as ideal as possible. But once we get up to... Oh, there, we're on the way back. Once we get up to Glasgow Central, because it gets a little bit busy. What I'm hoping is our 390's on the way back. Is that the 390? It looks like it. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, pause you. So, for this one now, I don't think this one stops at Carstairs. I will double check between episodes for the timetables, but I don't think this one does. We will need a lot of blocking, and we will do that. Let's get this line, manage it, and then after Motherwell, we need you to go there. Oh, it's beautiful. Are you doing the right thing? You are. I mean, it should do, but you never know. There we go. So now it goes to the portal, and it's should be heading back after that, right? Then, yes, this is stopping at Motherwell, this one. I think that's good. What I'd like to do then is get us a little bit more blocking on this massive section we've got. Well, that's a point. Where are we coming off for Lanark? Up here somewhere. It's a little bit... We need to be closer that end. Well, actually, yeah. We could be just here. It's not quite in the right place, but I think it'll suffice. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the speeds for this on Open Railway Map. So I'll defer to the comments because you guys are super knowledgeable about this. We're going to need to make us a massive gap, aren't we? In the side here. If we go round something... Ooh. Yes, if we go round something like that and give us a little bit to go up, we can have Lanark hidden in there. I would prefer it a little closer, to be honest. I think if we go off a little further up, like that instead. Yes, we can get rid of that then. It looks a bit terrible at the moment. It won't do by the time we're done, as with all things, but it gives Lanark then a little bit of a a hillside as well. Very dark in there, isn't it? Goodness me. That is super dark because of the shadows. That's wonderful. And is that going to give us enough room for Lanark Station and stuff? I think so. The reason I'm doing it, I don't know whether we'll put in Lanark in today, but the reason we're doing it is so that we know roughly where we're at. Yeah, that'll do. With the signalling for this section. It's only a single track. I'm going to say it might... Could we get away with 50? I would like it at 50. We don't really want to slow down too much, do we? It just depends on what 50 gives us. Ooh, we could probably go 60. There we go. And then the rest of it we can just go round. 50 again. Yeah. And then we're heading up into what will be Lanark down here. There we go. I think that will cover us. And then that means this is possibly 50 as well. If we can make it 50, I'll have it. There we go. Now, if I've guessed 50 right, I'll be very surprised. I don't think that's what it is. Right then. Let's get this area nice and flat. It's going to be a little more gentle, like the tops of this. So it kind of drifts off to the side of the map rather than what it's doing currently. It's going to be more hills than it is cliff face. Yeah, that's smoothed out now. You know I can't help my smoothing. I think we're going to have plenty of room here though, aren't we? We can have the little village around here. The town. Lanark. Is it a town? I would say a town more than a village. Looking at the size of it. Okay. So we have the crossover there, which means we can start putting in some blocking. This is heading downhill, isn't it? Towards Motherwell. And all the other stations we've got down there. There we go. Just take the edge off that a little bit. Get some signals in. These, we're going to stick with mainline signals. There we go. And we're going to keep them quite away from that junction. We do want these one way. One there. And one up here. And this will be interesting given that it's what looks to be a single track. So this cannot be one way. And we will have this one as a mainline signal and quite close. So it should hopefully prioritise our signals on the main line, on the West Coast main line. Right, there we go. We might as well put some roughly halfway. Our trains might be closest. Oh no, these should be one way. Well, it doesn't really matter, but I'd prefer it if they were. Because we have some main signals at either end that are forcing these entire tracks to be one way. I'll have another two here, about there. So I'm going to put them either side of the masts here. There we go. Yeah, I might have a shorter one here. Facing that way. To release... Oh no, we don't need them, do we? We just need one... Where's the junction? Yeah, because we don't cross over. So we can have one there as well. Okay, that's better, isn't it? There's a bit more blocking. That's way more trains we can fit on here. One there. One there. We'll do the same up this end as well. About halfway between those is on this curve. And then we'll go halfway between those. So on this curve. And then we'll have another two just here. We'll have one at the end of the station on either side, because then that counts as even more blocking. There we go. And then in between here we'll have one on this corner. In fact, we could spread them like that so they're visible. Yes, like that. That's better. Could we have short ones? It might be worthwhile having closer signals near this station, because we could have trains stop there. That's what I'm thinking for that. I do like that idea. Right, which means one there and one there. And then they're staggered here anyway. That's better, isn't it? Much better. That should be a lot of blocking, and all we need We'll need some blocking under here. Doesn't matter where we really do these. Just make sure they're facing the right way. Right, that'll probably be the last signal for that because, yeah, we might not need that one. Get rid of that one. There we go. That should be fine. Yeah, we're going to have tracks coming off to the side as well. It's going to be a big old station. Right, then we should have a train coming in here on P1. What we want to do is do the same for the Trans-Pennine Express. I'm going to double check to see if it stops at Carstairs. There we go, that's the Trans-Pennine Express service, and the last stop for us on our map is Motherwell. And then it will be heading straight into the portal by the looks of things. Yeah, because then it's Lockerbie, Carlisle, Penrith, North Lakes, and then all the way to Preston. So what we'll do with him is we'll change this one after Motherwell. You're going straight into the portal. Beautiful. And are you going in the same platform? Of course you are. We'd like you on P2 if that's possible. Which it is. We'll try and get, for every service that we're going to run through here, they'll each have their own platform. So we can hold them for any length of time without having to queue them on the track anywhere. And that's what a portal's for, isn't it? There we go. We'll hit play just to get those moving. Then I'll find us a cross-country service that can do this run as well. Then we should be good. I would like to find us possibly a service, even though nothing's here at the moment, that stops at Carluke. Oh no, that'll be when we get this. We need to get this in, don't we? Yeah, we need to get this in. I was thinking if we can get Lanark in, I don't know whether I want it here though, that's the problem. Then we can run one of the other services, but that might be too much for today. Now this goes down a lot further. Do I want to do that? I mean, we've got a little bit of room, don't we? If we go down, let's see how far we can bring this and still make it look okay. It sort of curves around and then back up at the end, so as long as we can make ourselves a nice area. There we go. Smooth all the sides out a little bit. I would like to make this track as close as possible, even if it's going to be quite a bit shorter. So we're going to come down here, keep it flat, and then we're going to do the curve. I think we're going to go 50 up here. Send it up nice and straight for a little bit. It's probably a bit too much. Grand. Well, then we'll come round that way. There we go. That's a little bit better. It goes down much further, but considering this shouldn't even be on here, I'm going to take it as a thing. And then we'll put it there, and then we'll have our station just here. I wasn't expecting to get the signal in as quickly as I did. So we've got a bit of extra time today to get another station in, which would make me all sorts of happy. Right then, this is 2 platforms, so I guess we can hold trains up here, which would be okay, wouldn't it? I mean, that's a place we can hold them. I can't see any passing loops on there, which would be handy. Perhaps the trains don't leave here very often. What we need is one of these. Yes, we'll have 2 tracks. And we'll put you in there. 120 should be good enough. It'd be small trains coming down here, wouldn't it? Yes, yes. Don't have to worry about the actual track itself. In fact, we'll probably make that slow, won't we? We don't want them speeding in here. I'll go 15. We'll go 15. As far as I can tell, there's nothing beyond the end of the station. It's pretty much that's it. Then we can reconnect this back up the end of the Lanark branch, and this can go up here, give us a little bit of room before we do that. 30 should be just fine. There we go. Beautiful. And that means we can have just 2 signals on here. One way, definitely not. Oh, let's go with these. Why not? We could put them at the end of the platform. Yeah, well, depends where they are in real life. I'm going to put them at the end of the platform for now. And then I'll get down and see if I can actually see what they are. For now, we're just having a simple connection, our King's Cross connection. Ooh, you can do it. Oh, yes, you can do it like that, but it does the wrong floor. It's fine. We'll go out here. On either side. There we go. They're a bit excessive with all these gates. Oh, that's because you put the wrong one in, Grand. Ooh, don't delete the whole station. The ones that say old on it. There we go. We might be able to have this as a big old AI town. We could hide it in here, so it doesn't really matter too much. And just whatever we need around the side. Yes, there's a main street running down here. We might be able to use that for connecting up to the rest of the map as well. There's definitely a road coming down here. There you go, we'll have a quick look. That is Lanark just there. We've got a fancy little bus stop thing going on there, haven't we? Is that where they turn round? Yeah, it looks like it. There's actually a bus in there. That is Lanark Station. We've got a few buildings around that we could manually place in and then let the AI do the rest. I've probably made the crossover a bit too long looking at it. I'll tell you what, because I'm not happy that we've gone too far, I'm actually gonna change it. There's nice. It doesn't really matter about the speed. We've spread out the Katina a little bit. There are assets for Katina. Do you know what I need to do? Save it. There we go. We're saved. Let's put in that road we saw, because we can about fit these in, I think. The little side streets and stuff. Put you in there. And we need curvy. Normally I don't do this during an episode very often, do I? No, I save it for my own deleting every 5 seconds as I put stuff in slightly the wrong place or it doesn't connect. But it did. There we go. Oh, that actually comes around more. There we go. That didn't take long. That's pretty much how I end up doing stuff. You're going there. I would like to get it closer. As it would be. Right, and then go straight if you can. Beautiful. And then it curves off around that way. This is why I tend to do all the building work off recording. It's just this. For hours on end. I'm going to take that up a little further. So I'd like to sort of come off it like that. So the B, for anybody interested, which I'm sure you're not, it's the B7017. I think it's actually that, as long as it still connects. It doesn't look very, very big main roady. That's going to go off that way and then over there. I'm actually going to send it out like that because it is more like that. That'll do. Super glad we've got this in. All sorts of official episode again. Take some of this edge off these. You know I'm going to get carried away with that, and I'm not even convinced that's going to be the end product either. Okay, I'm going to check for a train running to Lanark. Well, that didn't take long. I've already got one. It's the 8:50 to Glasgow Central, or from Glasgow Central to Lanark, arriving at on P2 at 9:46. I don't know which way I've got these round. I should have checked. But looking at it, look at the route it takes. Yes, we've got one, guys. I don't know what train it is. It's a 385, which we don't have. It's going to be our first Class 350, which is what we're using for the 385. Brilliant. Let's get in here then and create us a new route. Oh, this is wonderful. I don't know what the return journey is, though. Okay, should we make us a new line then? It's going to be a blue one from Glasgow Central. We're going to have it at P1, which means it's going to share a platform with this one here. We can make this probably that bright blue. Next stop, Cambuslang, which is up here. There we go. We stop there. Yeah, you won't figure that out yet. Then we stop at Uddingston, so we skip that. Stop at Uddingston. Then we're off up this way to, that should be Bells Hill. Perfect. And then we're stopping at Holy Town. No, we're not, actually. Oh, my word. This is heading round to P1 on Motherwell. I wasn't expecting that at all. This is a service, isn't it? So we go to Bells Hill. Then we come in at P1 on Motherwell. I don't know how we're going to thread the needle with this one. Then we stop at Shieldmuir. And then we head off. Ah, this is nice. Then we head off up to Wishaw. And then next stop is Carluke. And finally we end at Lanark there. Now I'm going to say we do the same on the way back. Possibly. It could be that we head up that way, but I'm not sure. Shieldmuir, can we do this? Motherwell? I think we can, can't we? This is a journey and a half, isn't it? We'll just do the return journey like this for now. And then I'll look into this further. Bell's Hill. So we go up Motherwell and then scoot up there. Because yes, we can get across there, can't we? And then we go to Uddingston. See, we don't even stop here. That'll be a service heading that way, possibly. Then Cambuslang. Then the depot. No, not the depot. Right then. And how do we do down here? Yes, of course. We've got to sort out all the gubbins that goes on down here. You just go in there. Would we scoot off the side here and come back in? I feel like that's not a thing that happens. So after that, can we go in there and will you stay... Ah, there we go. Then you stay on there. On the way back in, though, you're doing some weird spaghetti stuff. Yeah, we don't want you to do the weird spaghetti on the way back, if possible. It's doing a fantastic route, isn't it? Absolutely love this route. And this is Glasgow Central to Lanark. Going to be ScotRail, so we won't bother naming them, like putting ScotRail at the end, because they're all going to be ScotRail out here, I think. And if they're not ScotRail is when we'll put brackets in, like we've got Avanti West Coast there. Okay, is it time to get us a 350 on? Do you know what depot we could send it out of? This one. EMUs. And we want the 350. What speed do you do? 110. And we'll put you on Lanark. There we go. I don't know which way we're coming out. We're coming... Oh, well, there's only one way to come out. Let's hope that we can get all the way out here. We'll take a look at her coming out. I mean, yes, it's a 350. Doesn't run out here. But that's the closest we've got at the moment. I love that sound, though. It reminds me of the South Coast trains. Right, are you going to find your way on? Where are you heading to at the moment? You're heading to Motherwell. What's the camera view like? Lovely. Is there any page up, page down? No. What's it like inside? I don't know. Well, I mean, we're not overly bothered what it looks like inside. It's alright, isn't it? Does the job. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you could technically sit in here by the looks of things. If you wanted to be a passenger. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there's our... Oh, look at this. There's our Transpennine Express. That's heading back now into Glasgow Central. That will be the next stop as well, wouldn't it? I'm going to pause it there. I'd like to put in a few more cars in here. We don't have the biggest selection, guys. So we're just going to make do with whatever we've got. We can put them in like that, can't we? Just a few more in there. In places. And we'll have some white ones in there as well. Some that way round. And then we'll spin it over here. Yeah, why not? Two the same on there. Let's get some Mercedes in. I probably could get some more cars though, couldn't I? Bit more selection and then we could just delete a few of these. We'll have a silver, why not? One there. One there. I know, many Mercedes. The odd red one. What else do we have? White. Oh, we've already got white. Light ivory, that one. We've got these, which come in many, many colours. I mean, sure. Should we have a pink one? I don't know who's pulled up in a pink car, but they have. I have a yellow one. These can account for all the bright colours. Spin you round. And then we'll have some white ones. And then some blue. There we go. That's looking a bit better. I just wanted to do that, guys. I am happy with that. That just adds a little bit more with more cars in there. We'll put some more in between episodes. I'll fill out the rest of this area. We've got some more housing to put in there. We are missing a few trees. Would we like to put a few trees in here as well? You know what? That wouldn't be a bad way to finish up. And then we can finish up properly on our 350, can't we? Put some of these around here. We'll get some weeds down there as well. It's quite weedy around there. That's overgrown is a better word, I guess. Unless, oh dear, yes, no, that tickled me and I don't know why. Right, get in there. A few of those. There we go. I don't know about down here. Sure, could have a few bushes, couldn't we? And then a few overgrown ones around there. Along this side bit. There we go. Probably have a few trees up there as well. That'll do for now. Let's see if we can't get this painted in. We haven't done this for a while together. Where's our... We want tall weeds and nettles. We're going to drop this right down. We're going to drop that right down. Hold shift and we're just going to paint some of these in. That's just painting none of the things in. Are you painting anything in here? Oh, what have you done, Gran? You haven't selected it, have you? You can't just hover over it and say select it. I honestly didn't know what I'd done wrong. I just completely forgot to select it. You have to be careful when you're doing these, otherwise you can make yourself quite miserable. When you accidentally go over your car park, for instance. So I'm just going to put these in gently. But I'm hoping it does look a little bit better once we're done. Don't need fingers crossed, do we? We just need to see what it looks like at the end. I think it will, though. It's going to pad it out a little bit. All the nothingness. I find this overly relaxing, as I've said many a time. And that's not going to change, I don't think, because I still find it relaxing when I'm doing it in between episodes. And it'll probably explain why it takes me forever to detail, because I get carried away with doing things like this. More tall grass, why not? Okay, we'll get rid of some of this dirt in a second. For some nice dark grass. There we go. We'll get the dark grass. Select that. Stick the strength up a little bit for this. And hold down. Just be very careful what we go over. Just take some of the edge off the brown and the bits of concrete and stuff that are drifting over, or gravel. Yeah, there we go. Especially over here. It also takes a few of the nettles out and the weeds, but not too many. There we go. I've done it down on this side already, you can see. But there's a lot more to do because I've moved that track, so we've got to come around this way. I think we head off this way, don't we, next? Try and figure out a few of these stations up here, because we've got the other bit that we're connecting to. It almost looks like we want to go down there. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we could probably make that work for us. There we go, guys. I think I'm happy with that. Where's the work we've done? What does it look like? Yeah, there we go. This is a bit too uniform, but I mean, from a distance, it does the job, doesn't it? That looks better. Look at that. It looks like a little... Any little entrance up into the side of something. Yeah, especially like stations where the path's a little overgrown. I do like that. This is quite nice, isn't it? We're drifting out a little bit there. There's another train in there. So we've got our 350, and that's what we'll be riding on, guys, for the end of the episode. And we're doing some fancy stuff. We're heading off that way and into a different station. Did we get to the last station? I don't know where we are. I've lost our train. Oh, there we go. Actually, we can do this little section because that's new. We might even see a train come by. Alright guys, we're on board our brand new service from Glasgow to Lanark, and we're heading to Shieldmuir, which is this one. And look what I've put on here. I've put the wrong entrance in. Oh dear. Yes, I have been doing that. I thought they looked a bit bizarre for these stations. Oh, I love the sound of this train. Well, enjoy this one. We'll get to have a rough idea how it's shaping up in our creative area. We're now going to head up to the Wishaw station on this line, which is bi-directional. But the way it's laid out, I don't think we're going to have a problem. It'll be interesting if one of the fast services manages to pass us. I'm sure we'll hold them up occasionally. But once we've got more of the track installed, we can start using that wonderful Timetable mod and maybe get everything lined up perfectly. I guess slowing down the odd train on purpose wouldn't be a bad idea. But anyway, yes, enjoy the short trip on our 350 up to Lanark. And I'll see you next time. And until then, take care.